happened. It totally happened.
Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ellie, and bienvenidos to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be doing my June TBR. This one is going to be really exciting for me because I'm starting a bunch of series. All these books are going to be the first books in a series. I have 11 of them to show you. I might be a little bit ambitious again this month. I have the whole month to read these, and it'll give me a chance to really think about if I want to continue the series or not. I have a mixture of middle grade and YA. Let's go ahead and get on to the video. Yeah, so I'll do the middle grade and then I'll go to the YA ones. So the first book on my TBR is Monstrous by Marcy Kate Connolly. In my book haul I said Mary Kate Connolly. It's actually Marcy Kate Connolly, so my apologies. This is part of a series. I have the second book. This was basically a cover buy because look at the beautiful art. Like, that is gorgeous. The city of Briar suffers under the magic of an evil wizard. Because of his curse, girls sicken and disappear without a trace, and all live in fear. No one is allowed outside after dark. Night is when Chimera comes to the city with a cloak disguising her wings, the bolts in her neck, and her spiky tail. Her mission is to rescue the girls of Briar. Despite Kim's caution to go secretly, a boy named Ren sees and befriends her, but what he knows will change her world forever. I am very intrigued. The fact that her name is Chimera, which if you guys don't know what a chimera is, it's just like this beast made out of other beast parts. Also the fact that she has bolts in her neck like Frankenstein. She's a collection of fables in one girl. That's already super intriguing to me. The next one on my middle grade list is The Thickety. This is book 1 of the series, and this is A Path Begins, and this is by J.A. White. And Kara Westfall was 6 years old. Her mother was convicted of the worst of all crimes, witchcraft. Years later, Kara and her little brother Taff are still shunned by the people of their village, who believe that nothing is more evil than magic, except, perhaps, the mysterious forest that covers nearly the entire island. It has many names, this place. Sometimes it is called the Dark Wood or Sorter's Realm, but mostly it's called the Thickety. The villagers live in fear of the Thickety and the terrible creatures that live there, but when an unusual bird lures Kara into the forbidden forest, she discovers a strange book with unspeakable powers, a book that might have belonged to her mother. And that is just the beginning of the story. Witchcraft. If you don't know, The Wicked Deep was one of my top reads for this year, so anything with witchcraft, I'm down. Next up, from my middle grade books is The Savages by Matt Wyman. So I have been wanting to read this book ever since I bought it. This is basically about a family of cannibals. All of them are shady, and I think it revolves around the daughter who is trying to be a vegetarian. Out of all things, we get to meet this family and basically just their lives being cannibals. That's all I know about this series, and I don't want to know any more than that because I don't want to ruin anything, and this seems like one of those type of books where you need to know as little as possible. Next up is The School for Good and Evil, book 1 by Somen Chainani. This is basically about Agatha and Sophie and how both of their fortunes end up crisscrossed and they both end up getting sent to the wrong school. So one ends up going to the good school and the other goes to the evil school, and the schools are training these students to become heroes and villains. This reminds me of My Hero Academia because of the whole school for heroes. This series has been making its rounds on BookTube and I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. Next up is A Tale Dark and Grim by Adam Gidwitz. This is basically a retelling of Hansel and Gretel. This is just basically their adventures and how they outwit some of the witches that are in here. I can't wait to read these. Now we're going into my YAs. Next up, Daughter of the Pirate King. Sent on a mission to retrieve an ancient hidden map, the key to a legendary treasure trove, 17-year-old pirate captain Alosa deliberately allows herself to be captured by her enemies, giving her the perfect opportunity to search their ship. More than a match for the ruthless pirate crew, Alosa has only one thing standing between her and the map: her captor, the unexpectedly clever and unfairly attractive first mate Raiden. But not to worry, for Alosa has a few tricks up her sleeve, and no lone pirate can stop the daughter of the Pirate King. Female pirate, female representation, strong female characters. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Next up, Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I have not read this trilogy. I need this to be good because it has one of my favorite animals on the cover. Please tell me that this is good. This is the first book in the Grishaverse trilogy. And the reason I'm reading this is because, one, I want to read the trilogy, and I also want to go on to read Six of Crows since it's in the same universe. I want to start with this one. Orphan and expendable, Alina Starkov is a soldier who knows she may not survive her first trek across the Shadowfold, a swath of unnatural darkness crawling with monsters. But when her regiment is attacked, Alina unleashes dormant magic not even she knew she possessed. Now Alina will enter a lavish world of royalty and intrigue as she trains with the Grisha, her country's magical military elite, and falls under the spell of their notorious leader, the Darkling. He believes Alina can summon a force capable of destroying the Shadowfold and reuniting their war-ravaged country, but only if she can master her untamed gift. As a threat to the kingdom mounts and Alina unlocks the secrets of her past, she will make a dangerous discovery that would threaten all she loves and the very future of a nation. If you guys have read this, let me know what you think, but no spoilers. Next up on my TBR, I want to thank Abby from Abigail Haley for this. She was raving about this book and she made it sound so cool and just so intriguing. It is The Forgetting by Sharon Cameron. In this city, every 12 years there is a phenomenon called The Forgetting, which if you haven't written down your memories, you will forget everything. So we follow our main character who ends up remembering everything. She hasn't forgotten a thing. So this is basically her trying to find out why she doesn't forget anything and why the forgetting happens. The premise of this is super intriguing and Abby really loved it and I trust her recommendations. The cover is so pretty. Purple is my favorite color. Look at it naked. It says, "I am made of my memories," and it's purple with black and it has little leaves on there. I am deceased. Next up is The Traitor's Kiss by Erin Beatty. Look at this cover. Honestly, this was another cover buy because this was just so gorgeous. I could not pass this up. Reading the inside, the blurb totally got me. An obstinate girl who will not be married, a soldier desperate to prove himself, a kingdom on the brink of war. With a quicksilver tongue and an unruly temper, Sage Fowler is not what they'd call a proper lady, which is perfectly fine with her. Deemed unfit for a suitable marriage, Sage is apprenticed to a matchmaker and tasked with wrangling other young ladies to be married off for political alliances. She spies on the girls and on the soldiers escorting them. As their military escort senses a political uprising, Sage is recruited by a handsome soldier to infiltrate the enemy ranks. The more she discovers, the more uncertain she is of whom to trust, and Sage becomes caught in a dangerous balancing act that will determine the fate of her kingdom. Next book, A Court of Thorns and Roses, ACOTAR by Sarah J. Maas. Again, I have not read the series either. I hear a bunch of mixed reviews on this series, and I believe this is a kind of a Beauty and the Beast retelling. All I know is that it has Faye. We'll see what I think. And last but not least, my final book on my TBR, Illuminae. First book in the Illuminae files. This is by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is just told in mixed media with emails and transcripts and stuff like that. I'm not a big sci-fi person, but even people that don't like sci-fi tell me to pick this up and read it. I love the fact that it's being told in mixed media form. And I've also been told to get the audiobooks of this. So I'm probably gonna do that too because I hear that it's just so good to listen to the audiobook. This morning, Katie thought breaking up with Ezra was the hardest thing she'd have to do today. This afternoon, her planet was invaded. The year is 2575 and two rival mega corporations, blank and blank, are at war over a planet that's little more than an ice-covered speck at the edge of the universe. Too bad nobody thought to warn the people living on it. With enemy fire raining down on them, exes Katie and Ezra, who are barely even talking to each other, are forced to flight their way onto the evacuating fleet with an enemy warship in hot pursuit. But the warship is the last of their problems. A deadly blank has broken out and is mutating with terrifying results. The fleet's AI, which should be protecting them, may actually be their enemy. And nobody in charge will say what the blank is going on. As Katie hacks into a tangled web of data to find the truth, it's clear only one person can help her bring it all to light. The ex-boyfriend she swore she'd never speak to again. That was my 11 book TBR. I'm gonna try to actually do weekly check-ins now. I will tell you on my first check-in on what I think and what book I'm reading. Let me know down below what you thought of the books, and if you read them, tell me what you think. When you read them, let me know your opinions, but no spoilers, please. That is it for me for my June TBR, my series TBR. If you have any comments or if you have any questions, leave them down below. Let me know how you thought of the format of me actually reading the summary on some of these books, because like I said, some of them were complete cover buys for me, so I totally forgot what some of them were about. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and thank you so much for all your support and all your love and all your warm comments. I love talking to you guys in the comments. Go ahead and leave me more and we can talk some more about all these books. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button with that little notification bell. It'll let you know when I do upload. And until I see you guys next time, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, night, wherever you are. And I wish you nothing but happiness and great health. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.